Welcome back to Buffalo Wild Wings. It is a Titan Tuesday. I'm Bob Brunell. Pat Cerrone joining us to start off the program. First of all, congratulations, Coach. 4 wins, no losses to start the season. Did you ever think of this coming into the season, that you'd be 4-0 to start things off?
Dream about it every day.
You do, and you got there. Nice win at River Falls over the weekend. Let's look back on that ball game to begin with. You come out, you get a benefit right off the bat from your defense. They played well all day long. You jumped out to a 3-0 score. It was a little tougher scoring against these guys, the Falcons, than what you had the week before against the Scots.
I'll tell you, Greg Bauer, the defensive coordinator of River Falls, just a great guy, and he had a really great game plan for us, and you got to give all the credit to him. Their players played tough. It was the best game they played all season, and that's the, we know it. We're going to get everybody's best shot. We got a little target on our back, very little target though.
But it's still a target, right?
It's still a target, and we got their best shot. And you got to give a lot of credit to them.
We look at the standings right now. The Titans in the WIAC with the top record of anybody, 4 wins, no losses. I don't know when the last time we could have said that. It's been several years since that had happened.
I didn't even see it, Bob. So
you wouldn't know anything about it.
Wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know anything about the national rankings. Let me throw the national rankings.
I don't even want to hear it, Bob.
Top 20 in both the D3Football.com poll, along with the American Football Coaches Association poll. Okay, we'll edit that out later on. But let's talk about the game. When we look back on it, it showed just how important a field goal kicker is, because you call on Nate Ray, and time he gets the job done.
He's doing a great job, and we have Nate Becker right behind him, and every week they compete for the spot. And Nate's, I think that competition really creates the consistency. So we're real happy with Nathan Ray, and we're real happy with Nate Becker, just constantly putting pressure on him.
So when you look at that, 4 for 4 here the other week. He was 3 for 3 this time around. These aren't chip shots. A 27-yarder, a 37-yarder, another 25-yarder. And about the angles of the kick, the closer you get, it makes it a little more tricky. There's always wind involved, it seems like, with these kicks. When you have a guy like that who can come out and get the job done for you, it makes life a whole lot easier. You can sleep at night and dream about being 4-0.
I was actually concerned about being so close on the last one.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a tough angle.
I thought about going for the touchdown. It did cross my mind, but boy, those 3 points looked good, didn't they?
Well, it all worked out for you in the end. 19-7 is the final score. We got to talk about your defense, because they were challenged on a 4th down situation right there at the 1-yard line. Talk about that play. How did they step up? How did they get things done for you?
Yeah, just a great defensive play. I mean, that's why you prepare for things. And we had played some goal line defense during the week, and just amazing how that works. We hadn't worked on goal line defense all year, and this last week we did, and we
paid off for you.
Yeah.
Is the key there getting lower than the opponent? That's what you always hear. Get penetration, go underneath them if you can. Because the quarterback took 1 step to his right, and he bounced back.
I'm going to tell you a little story. I had to get in a stance and show them how to do it this week, Bob, and they said that inspired them a little bit, but I thought it really didn't inspire them. They were laughing.
Your team.
Is that true?
Yeah. Yeah, so Frank's saying, yeah, he vaguely remembers that. Yeah. But it was a heck of a defensive stand, and then your offense takes over and they get something going. They're able to march it down the field. Even though they didn't score as many points as maybe you would like to have scored, ball control was a big part of this, and they managed the clock well.
Well, it comes from everybody just talking. We knew that what they were going to throw at us defensively, we just couldn't handle. I mean, that's the honest truth. We just couldn't run the ball inside, and you got to run the ball.
Well, what were they doing? Was it a lot of stunning up front? Because I know when we talked before the game, you were concerned about
every play, and you have to get lucky. And we had, let's talk about this. We had 10 penalties for 110 yards.
I was going to get to that.
That killed us. And when you're playing like that, and penalties are killing you, and I mean, you just kind of get conservative. We had the lead. Our defense was playing well. I heard at one point, 3rd and 15, we ran a run play, and a parent yelled out, "Throw the ball." But that's,
Do you actually even hear them in the stand?
Oh, I heard that. I hear it all the time, and I just laugh because it's this. Our defense is playing really well. Let them win the game here.
Yeah, 221 yards total offense. Again, defense against the run, about less than 100 yards given up in this one. And there was one guy who got repeated tries on the day. But you kept everybody in check. You didn't have very many explosive plays against you.
No, not against us. And we didn't have many explosive plays. But here's the nice thing about our offense. They come out in the 3rd quarter and they get the score. That puts us up, 16-0. That's huge. Coming out in the third quarter, getting that touchdown, 16-0. It's 80 degrees that day. Was it not hot?
It was a little bit warm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're on the bus at 6 a.m. We're playing at 2. We don't get home till midnight. There's a lot of factors involved here. Let's just take the 19-7 victory and come home. Because I've been through a lot. I've been here 13 years. We've lost more than we won. So let's just take it.
We got head coach Panzeroni of the Titans along with us on a Titan Tuesday. We're talking about the win out of River Falls. We'll get to Eau Claire here in just a moment. I want to touch on a couple of things. Zach had a great play for a touchdown for you. I thought it was a pass. Was it a lateral? That's how it was ruled. It was a little wheel route, as I remember, to the right side. He ran it in from 49 yards out. Tell me about the play and what's set up on that one.
Just a bubble screen.
So it was a pass, but it wasn't ruled a pass because it was behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it's a pass play.
Yeah.
And then here's the thing. Caleb Voss and Whipperfurth have to block for him. They got their blocks, or hints it was, I believe. They get their blocks, and the kid goes, and just how it's designed. That's what we do.
It was a good job of using his blockers, number one, and outracing everybody to the end zone and keeping inbounds. The only question was whether or not he'd veer to the outside, maybe a little too far along the sideline.
No, we want him on the sideline.
As close as possible, but not stepping up.
That's called spreading the field horizontally.
There you go.
We want the guy with the ball on the sideline, so they have to run to him.
Zach turned out to be the second leading rusher on the day. You told me going in, Cole Myra would get a lot of opportunities. Not Andy Moriarty numbers just yet, but he got a lot of totes on the afternoon.
Well, I mean, it's going to come. I mean, his days are coming, and I'm just happy that he's healthy. And, we have another week to see him. And, in this league, health is everything. Our team is healthy. That's huge. We got a chance when we're healthy.
Yeah. Let's talk a little about the defense again. Frank Martin's along with us. We're going to get to him later in the show. Big hits this season. Big interceptions, fumble recoveries. He's done it all for you so far this season, hasn't he?
Frank coming off a knee surgery from a year ago and just having a phenomenal year. We're happy to have him. He's just a great kid. He loves football, and he'll be graduating here in business, and he'll be an accountant. So he's a smart kid, and just doing a great job.
We have him and Cal coming up a little bit later in the show. Panzeroni along with us. Taylor Goodman. The guy was all over the field. All over the field.
Great day.
13 tackles, 11 unassisted tackles, 1 sack on the afternoon. He got a handful of sacks against the quarterback for the River Falls team. But he in particular was named this week to the D3 Team of the Week. He had an outstanding week. And anytime you can get around the ball that many times, 13 tackles. That's a good percentage of the entire day's worth of tackles.
A year ago, he was a first-team all-conference linebacker for us. So, Taylor's a good player, and we're just happy to have him.
Let's look ahead to Saturday. We finally get home. I think we've clocked better than, I'm going to estimate, somewhere around 1,500 miles in the last 2 weeks. We had to go out to Alma, Michigan. We came back to River Falls, and long road trips but we're home for a while. And we've got Eau Claire coming to town on Saturday. First of all, is it good to be back at your home place?
It's great to be back home. I think everybody's happy to be here.
The game we had against Eau Claire last year was a classic. It went down to the end. And I remember the quarterback was even, let's say, had some problems keeping his lunch that afternoon. But it was just a slugfest. It was just a slugfest we went up in Eau Claire. What are you expecting this time around?
Same thing. Eau Claire's a good football team, and that's a matchup that they believe they can come in here and beat us. They always do. So we definitely have to play well. They're a good football team. This is the most experienced quarterback, Bob, that we're going to face. This is the best team we're going to face in the 4 games we've played because of the quarterback. He can run, he can throw. They have a tight end that's outstanding. They have a back that's 240 pounds. So offensively, this is a test for our defense. This is by far the best test we're going to get. The 4 games are over now. The reality is you have 3 games that there's first-year quarterbacks and 1 game where you got a senior quarterback, and that team was Alma. Well, now it's real. It's real for everybody. You could tell today in practice it's real. Our guys know it. We're very fortunate to be 4-0, but that could end easily Saturday.
On Saturday last weekend, did they realize the WIAC is a little bit better quality ball? Did they realize now that these are for real? These are conference games?
I think what helped is playing lacrosse in the second game of the year. I really do. I think that win, kind of set the tone. Now we've played 2 WIC teams. As you see, we scored, 15 points in one and 19 in another.
It's never easy against those teams.
So we know what we're up against. Their defense, Eau Claire's, is going to play great. But, hey, And saying, we're going to play. These guys aren't afraid of anybody.
Halfway through the season already, can you believe it? With this game on Saturday, this will be number 5.
How about high schools? They got one game left or 2 games.
2 games left before they go on to their playoffs. So it comes relatively quickly. The Titans' next opportunity coming up on Saturday. We'll have that, of course, on WOSH about 1:40 for the pregame show, 2 o'clock for the play-by-play. Injury-wise, you're pretty well set. Nate Ware is still doing the job at quarterback for you. Did a nice job again on Saturday. We didn't touch on his numbers. His numbers were not as huge as the first 3 games, but still,
we talk about him all the time. Let's not.
Tell me a little about Cal and Frank. You brought them along tonight.
Cal Miller, seniors. Cal will be ending his career. He was in the military, and now he's going to college. Cal's a great kid, great leader. Part of our SAC committee as far as the student committee on campus.
Okay.
And I've been volunteering since the day he walked in. Just a great kid. 2 tours in Iraq. 2 tours in Iraq. What more can you ask someone? Okay, he's finishing out his career playing football for us, and just great person. And Frank, we already talked about.
Yeah, he's the assassin for the defense. Mr. Morelli is here tonight. That reminds me that the Titan Touchdown Club is going to have a big event coming up in now a week from this Saturday. We'll have homecoming on the 13th of October. We got your tickets. If you haven't got them yet, you got to get them now.
We got to get your tickets. Yep, we got the car going out. John, how many tickets we sell at the Packard game Saturday? Do we know? Or Sunday? 225 tickets sold at the Packard game.
You were busy on that day. Well,
yeah, we won and then we sold tickets. So
there you
we're good to go.
After the old country buffet on the way home.